What happens when they end up with a whole bunch of REO properties on their books?
Well, it's not exactly a cause for celebration in the boardroom. REO properties become what's known as non-performing assets for the bank. They're not generating any income, and in fact, they're costing the bank money. They're stuck with properties that are actually draining their resources.
So it's like they've suddenly become accidental landlords, and not the kind who collect rent every month. They're stuck with properties that are actually costing them money.
Yeah, and it's not just about missing out on potential income. The bank now has to foot the bill for property taxes, insurance maintenance, all while they're trying to figure out how to actually sell these REOs. And these costs can add up quickly, especially if the property has been neglected or is located in an area with high carrying costs.
It's like this financial headache that keeps getting worse. So what does a bank actually do when they're in this situation? It's not as simple as just, slapping a for sale sign on the property and hoping for the best, right?
The first thing a bank needs to do is kind of get a clear picture of what they're dealing with. They need to assess the property's condition, get like a realistic appraisal of its market value, understand any potential legal or environmental issues that might be lurking beneath the surface.
So it's like a deep dive into the property's history,
Hmm.
its current state, and
Yeah.
what it might realistically fetch in the market.
And then, of course, they need to secure the property and make sure it's not, falling apart while they're trying to sell it. This could involve anything from basic maintenance, like landscaping and snow removal, to more serious repairs if there's been like damage or neglect.
I can imagine those costs adding up pretty quickly, especially if you're talking about multiple properties. And I'm guessing this is where those REO asset managers come into play.
Banks often turn to these specialized professionals who really know the ins and outs of managing and selling REO properties. They're kind of like the bank's secret weapon in navigating this whole REO maze.
So they're bringing in the cavalry to handle a situation that's outside the bank's usual area of expertise.